Oh, hey, did my professor say good things about me? All right, whew. It is really good to be back here on campus. I tell you what, I spent a lot of my formative years here. I like my Skyline 5-way, turkey gobblers, cheese fries at Skipper's. Bagel and Deli is still here for sure, right? Oh, I also went to school here too. You know, this town, this school, it means a lot to us. And the gentleman who just introduced you just gave me his lucky Ohio Buckeye. He carried it with him for his entire Senate race. Rob is a very close friend. We've been through a lot together. His family's a little older than mine is. I remember meeting Will and Sally when they were coming about this tall out with Rob, and he gave me lots of good personal advice about how to be close to your family but still be a good public servant in Congress. And I just want to tell you what a special man this is and how much I thank you for your service, Rob Portman. You are one great United States Senator. Thank you, buddy. And this guy, I served as his protege on the Budget Committee. I cut my teeth in front of John Kasich in the short junior aisle when the new guys get in Congress, when this guy was cutting spending when it wasn't cool to cut spending. When he was cutting taxes when we needed growth. You have one fantastic governor in John Kasich. You know, this all looks kind of new here. Wasn't the Goggin Ice Arena right around here? Yeah. Yeah, this is where that's why I have a cleft chin. 14 stitches playing hockey here. I can't play hockey like people in Oxford can play hockey. What a hockey program we've gotten, isn't it? Wow. You know, Miami has had lots of distinguished alums, governors, senators, football players, basketball players, a hockey team, the cradle of coaches. Are you ready to help deliver the next Vice President of the United States from Miami of Ohio? Let's do it then. We are here to offer you a clear choice. This is a very, very clear contrast for our country to make. Do we want to go down the path we're on, the path of debt, a path of doubt, a path of decline, or do we want the ideas that will save the American idea? President Obama and a lot of other politicians like him in Washington are more worried about their next election than they're worried about the next generation. Not us. We will lead. We will earn your support. We will deserve victory. Because when we win, then we will have the obligation, the mandate, and the moral authority to get this country back on the right track. You know, I just heard these great gentlemen talking about this a minute ago. This economy is really bad for young Americans. Half of all college graduates are either working in jobs that they didn't train for or are not working at all. Half. And they're swallowing in debt with ever higher rising tuition. President Obama is out of ideas. And that is why his campaign is based on anger and division. You know, the president, I'm told, is talking about Medicare today. We want this debate. We need this debate, and we will win this debate. What I don't think he'll be telling people is that the president took $716 billion from the Medicare program. He raided it to pay for Obamacare. The president's campaign says that this raid of Medicare to pay for Obamacare, which leads to fewer services for current seniors, is an achievement. Do you think raiding Medicare to pay for Obamacare is an achievement? Well, neither do I. Take a look at your paycheck next time. Look on that line in your paycheck that shows your payroll taxes. You see, our payroll taxes from our paychecks are supposed to go to two programs, Social Security and Medicare, period. Now, because of President Obama, they're also going to pay for Obamacare. It's not right. He knows it. He can't defend it. And that is why he's resorting to this kind of distraction and an election based on anger and division. This is one area where this election presents such a clear contrast. Governor Romney and I will protect and strengthen Medicare for our current seniors and for our future seniors of tomorrow. There's more. And John Kasich is such an articulate spokesperson of these and a great leader on this issue. We need growth. We need opportunity. We need upward mobility. We need jobs. And that is why we're offering solutions. We're not going to try and tear down our opponents so you try to make one of these awful choices of a lesser of two evils. We're going to offer you solutions. That's what the Romney plan for a stronger middle class is all about. Growth, opportunity, jobs. It's a plan to create 12 million jobs in the first 4 years. 452,000 jobs in Ohio alone if we get this economy growing. Set goals, put your policies in place, achieve your goals. Get this economy growing at 4% with the right ideas and the right solutions, and we can get people back to work. That is our objective. And there are 5 ways we propose to help get this economy growing and give young people opportunities so when they graduate from college, they have offers. Number 1, and this is big in Ohio. John, you guys got a lot of coal and a lot of natural gas here, don't you? Well, let's use it then, all right? Jeez. We have energy resources in this country. We're not using those energy resources. We need to use these energy resources, all of the above, so we can get people back to work. We got to make sure that those people who are dislocated, those people who are out of work, who are struggling to find jobs or working temporary jobs, can get the skills they need to get back on a path of prosperity, to go to that horizon they're shooting for themselves and their family. And that's why we need to fix our education system and our skills system to get people back to work. And you know what? Ohio and where I come from, Wisconsin, are very similar. We're Big Ten states. I won't talk about the last season, don't worry. You guys beat us, though. You took us away from our national championship with the Badgers. We seem to do that to each other in Madison and Columbus. We need to make sure that we make more things in America, grow more things in America, and sell them overseas by having trade that works for America. We have the best manufacturers, the best farmers. We've got to get behind them and stop hurting them with regulations and taxes and all of the rest. There's another thing. We have got to stop spending money we don't have. The president's given us $4 trillion plus deficits. No solution to our fiscal crisis. More debt, more borrowing, more taxes, more regulations. And over where Rob works, because there's a guy named Harry Reid, I'm not sure if you've ever heard of him before. Okay, I guess you have. They haven't passed a budget in 3 years. That's a fundamental lack of leadership. We're going to lead. We're going to get spending under control. We're going to get this budget balanced. We're going to leave our children a debt-free nation, and that is a key to job creation. And most of our jobs, all around America, but especially most of our jobs in Ohio, they come from successful small businesses. They come from new startups. We're not going to demonize the successful. We're going to help small businesses become successful. And that leads us to the choice of two people to choose from. The president has shown us what he's offering. Let me tell you a little bit about the man that's going to be the next president. His name is Mitt Romney. It's really kind of amazing in my mind how the man and the moment have met. Because we need a person of conviction, a person of integrity, and a person with the kind of experience to get the kind of leadership we need to get this country back on track. Do you remember the Olympics in 1999? Remember the scandals, the waste, the bloated spending, all the corruption? Sounds kind of familiar today, doesn't it? When they needed somebody to turn it around, to save the Olympics from being a national embarrassment, they called Mitt Romney, and he dropped everything, saved the Olympics, and made us all proud. This is a man who in business created businesses, started new businesses, built successful ones, Sports Authority, Staples, Bright Horizons. And this is a man who turned around struggling businesses. This is a man who knows from personal experience that if you have a small business, you did build that small business. So let's look at President. I love you too, Mom. Thanks. No, it wasn't my mom, actually. Take a look at the record we're facing. Take a look at the choice we have. Under President Obama's stewardship, he promised that the unemployment rate would never reach 8%. It's been above 8% for 42 months. 23 million Americans are struggling to find work. When Mitt Romney was governor of Massachusetts, under his leadership, unemployment went down. Household income has gone down over $4,000 in the past 4 years. Under Mitt Romney's leadership in Massachusetts, it went up $5,000. Partisan gridlock. You remember when the president used to say, we're not blue states or red states, we're the United States of America. I'm going to be a uniter and not a divider. This is the most partisan time we've had in memory. When Mitt Romney was governor, a Republican governor of a Democratic state with a legislature that was 87% Democratic, he reached across the aisle. He forged alliances. He treated people with respect and dignity. He didn't demonize, and he balanced the budget without raising taxes. This is no ordinary election. These aren't ordinary times. America and the meaning and promise of our nation is at stake in this election. And our founders did such a good job of describing the idea of this country. America is the only country founded on an idea. That idea is so precious. Every generation, though, has to secure that idea. In a nutshell, it's this. Our rights, they come from nature and God, not from government. Our founders created this vision, and our veterans secured this vision. Thank you to our veterans for what they've done. Here is our commitment to you. We will not duck the tough issues. We will lead. We will not blame others. We will take responsibility. And we will not try to transform or replace our founding principles. We will reapply our founding principles. Ohio is so important. You know this. You're used to it. The Buckeye State could very well determine the future of our country for a long time. This is the kind of election that shapes generations. This is the kind of election that we're going to look back upon as the moment our country went this way or that way. And let me tell you this, we can do this. We can turn this thing around. We can get this economy growing. We can keep our government limited. We can keep ourselves free. We can get the job done. We can get people back to work. We can grow this economy. We can turn the opportunity back on. Together, we can get this done. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. God bless Miami.